Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is speaking to Arnie Fransen, the managing partner and co-founder of the Pallinghurst Group and also chairperson of Novo Monde Graphite, which in May listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Hi Arnie, it's great to chat to you again. Swinging straight into graphite, the Novo Monde listing coincided with your phase 1 beneficiation plant, and that's expected to start producing battery grade shaped, purified and coated graphite. That's a lot of words. And early next year. And is that on schedule and on budget?
I was up there. I spent a week there 10 days ago, and I have been at the plant. I've been part of it. We are commissioning it right now. So everything is absolutely on track and it's coming in under budget. And Martin, it is the first of its kind outside Asia. It is very important, so you can act with the cathode, that the graphite particles are shaped in the right way. It is very important that there are no impurities, and it is very important that they are coated so you can stack them in the right way. So it sounds very fancy, but what it really means is that we are producing the final products that can be put into the anode part of the battery.
And how can the world be sure that you will be producing these critical materials, this graphite, with a zero carbon footprint in Quebec? Will there be any auditors running around to see that you're doing this with a zero carbon footprint?
First of all, we are partners with the government, and we are partners with big institutions in Canada. And again, we talk about the top universities and the top NGOs. And we are being audited. We are producing a report on that every year. And what we will do as well is that again, if you think of it, all the input of energy is hydroelectricity. So that has by nature a minimum carbon footprint. And the way that we are operating in our mine site through an electrical fleet, again, we were before Rio in teaming up with Caterpillar in forming the JV for our mine. So Novo Monde was the first open pit mine in the world that teamed up with Caterpillar in order to find a full electrical solution. And again, if you go back 3 years when we had the first discussions with Caterpillar, they kind of were sitting a little bit on the fence. But now they have realized as well that the future is for sure electrification, and it's for sure battery operated equipment, yellow goods too.
And what contribution this anode material, what does that really make in this global fight against climate change?
Well, it's as I would put it, no anode, no batteries. It's that simple. So you cannot have it. And there are a lot of different technologies talking about how much nickel, how much copper, how much cobalt that you're going to put in the cathode side. But the anode side, because of the attributes that graphite has, there is no alternative to it. And there will always, you can have a dash of silicon or something like that can be added in, but at least 85 to 90% will always be graphite. So the contribution by graphite is to make the chemistry possible. You can't have a battery without it.
How clean and green will the Pallinghurst Group be at its Sedibelo Platinum Mines in South Africa's Northwest Province, only 2 hours to the west of where I'm sitting right now?
We started off focusing on a number of technologies that will lower the level of electricity we use. And one of the key components is obviously the KEL technology. It's a game changer for the industry. And we will use less than 20% of the electricity compared to smelting. So we will be able at Sedibelo to go all the way from mine to the final PGMs that can be given to the end consumer. And we can actually take everything up out of the ground in Pilanesberg, and we can deliver the final product that's going into catalyst, into other industrial purposes. And having that entire, from a blockchain point of view, having that entire value chain within the company means that as chairman, I can tell you exactly where the ounces come from, what has been done to it, how green is it, how is our safety record, how is our ESG credentials, and all of that. And that is really critical, Martin. It's to be able to give the end consumer and the investor the comfort that when we say to you that it is green, to tell you that it is done in and extracted in a responsible manner, we control that. And we as a board can say that we have audited that and we are comfortable. We have been producing for more than a decade. So it is not a question about we are on a wannabe project that will come up and operating. We have produced more than 1 million ounces that we have sold. We have another 60 million ounces in the ground. Our open pit will last for at least 20 years, and our underground will last for 60 plus years as well. If you look at all our metals, we cover the past by the catalyst that you can put into your vehicle. We cover the future there on hydrogen and fuel cells. And then we have in parallel our battery materials that we are investing in. So if we can play our small part in investing our investors' money into projects that makes it a better world, a cleaner world, and a more responsible world, I have to believe that that is the right thing to do.
You are on the New York Stock Exchange, you're on the Toronto Venture Exchange, you're in Frankfurt. Are all these buzzing at the moment?
When you and I talked a couple of years ago about what has to happen for the mining industry to become the darling of the investment community, that is happening overseas. What we need to make sure is that on the JSE, that we also have the same kind of positive, the optimism, the can-do mentality. There has been a fundamental change. And the fundamental change is that we have accepted responsibility, that we can't leave the world to our kids in a worse state than it is in at this point in time. The mining industry plays a very big role in that in two ways, both as the sinner and as the saint. As the sinner, we need to get our house in order. And in all of our investments, including in South Africa, we will announce some very exciting developments on ESG and carbon footprint for Sedibelo. For our Canadian investments, it's the same. We made the decision of zero harm, zero carbon footprint. And that is what we all have to aim for. We have a role in the economy which simply can't be replaced.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Arnie Fransen, the managing partner and co-founder of the Pallinghurst Group.